Young Thug waited for a minute to give his reply, but he finally spoke out and gave Gunna a clear warning not to stay in his lane anymore. That's right, we got Thugger finally exposing his true feelings for Gunna. It's not what you expect. Thug actually wrote and released an album while behind bars. Even though he's not the first rapper to pull off this stunt, it's worth discussing because he's straight up calling out his so-called friend who backstabbed him, proving he still holds serious influence, even from the inside. Young Thug dropped his new album called Business is Business, and man, it's causing quite a stir, just like any big-name rap release. Thugger put out this whole album at midnight on Friday, June 23rd, while being locked up and waiting for his trial on the YSL RICO case. The album's cover art is nothing short of dramatic, with Thug sitting in a courtroom alongside his co-defendants, all in black and white. This album is Thug's first full-length release since Punk in 2021. It's his way of making a statement while he's dealing with those RICO charges. Being locked up in Fulton County Jail has definitely put some creative limitations on him. But here's the thing, Thug claims he's got a vault full of over 15,000 songs. He was actually planning to release Slime Season 3 last spring, so it wasn't too hard for him to round up 15 tracks that were already recorded and bringing them together for Business is Business. The new album is packing some serious star power too, folks. We're talking about big-time guest appearances that'll make your head spin. We got Drake, we got Travis Scott, Future, 21 Savage, we got Lil Uzi Vert, and that's just the beginning. These heavy hitters are joining forces with Young Thug to make this album a legendary one. A few days ago, Metro Boomin dropped his own version of the project. And here's where it gets interesting. He mentioned that his version is sequenced exactly as he originally planned it. Why it didn't become an official release? Well, he didn't specify the reason behind that decision. It's a bit of a mystery. The album was initially expected to become the first hip-hop chart topper of 2023. And guess what? It debuted at number 2 on the charts. Now, diehard fans are dissecting every lyric, trying to find out any hints about Thug's take on the case and his relationship with Gunna, who might not be his buddy anymore. If we take a deeper look inside the album and go over some of the lyrics, there's something to be said on that part. On the track Jonesboro, Thug raps and says,
"He got told and he was my homie, I can't miss him, ain't nobody feel him."
So what is now called Cleveland Avenue used to be this place called Jonesboro South, a massive apartment complex with 160 units in Atlanta's Zone 3. But here's the thing, those housing projects got demolished back in 2008. Back in 2013, when Thug was asked to describe his old neighborhood in an interview, man, he didn't hold back. He straight up said, "If you see anything messed up about me, it's all because of my time in Jonesboro South. I mean, you ever see how roaches and rats look? That's what it was like over there." Interestingly enough, now we have Thugger speaking of snitches on his album, and even though some people believe he is not talking about Gunna, you have to wonder who else could it be? All the dots point to him, and it's hard to prove otherwise. Now, here's where it gets interesting. The past few months, Gunna, Thug's partner in crime and part of their record label Young Stoner Life, has been caught up in some snitching allegations. Alright, here's the scoop. Back in May of 2022, things went left for the YSL crew, including Young Thug and Gunna. They all got busted and slapped with racketeering charges right in their home state of Georgia. By December, Gunna made a move and pleaded guilty to the court. Why? Well, he wanted to avoid doing any time in the slammer, so he got probation instead. On the flip side, Thugger ain't so lucky. He's still stuck behind bars waiting for his trial to start, dealing with a whopping 8 counts against him.
I don't sit up and play games, man.
Some big names in the rap game, like Lil Baby and Lil Durk, have been throwing shade at Gunna for his illegal decision. It's like he lost support from his hip-hop buddies, and it's a real bummer for him. But hey, that didn't stop him from making moves. Just a week ago, fans were dissecting Gunna's album A Gift and a Curse, searching for any hints or clues about Thug, Lil Baby, Lil Durk, or any other rappers who've been giving Gunna the cold shoulder. So on Gunna's last album, DS Forever, he was all about choosing fancy cars and rocking designer jeans. But now, things have taken a serious turn. He's caught up in YSL's RICO case. Since his release from jail, the online chatter has been all about whether he snitched or not. But Gunna isn't too bothered about internet jokes. On his new album, A Gift and a Curse, he's trying to express the emotional toll of the case, strained relationships, and how it's changed his outlook on life. At the same time, he's trying to maintain the fun and lighthearted spirit of his previous music. The result? The album ends up being kind of vague and lacking depth, without too much real-life drama overshadowing the feel-good vibes he wants to bring. The lead single Bread and Butter sets the tone by mixing anger towards friends who turned their backs on him with nostalgia for the good old days when none of this legal mess was on his mind. It's that confessional, melodic pain rap that's popular down south. Gunna was mostly focused on puffing out his chest and keeping that tough image intact. He became a top player in Atlanta's hip-hop scene by being cool, so it's tough for him to dig deep when he hasn't really had to before. But it gets frustrating when you can tell he's not entirely keeping it real. Take the song Payback, for example. It's overly guarded and painfully slow, where he hints at friends accusing him of betraying Young Thug by taking the Alfred plea. He raps, "Switching on my brother, are you serious?" You can assume he's hurt and confused by the accusation, but instead of opening up, he follows it up with a flex saying, "Ain't gonna touch me in that period." Similarly, IDK No More avoids any real emotions and just throws out threats. At one point he sings, "Wanna know how I wanna fit and listen to my music," as if that's what we're not already doing. Man, it's crazy how Thug and Gunna's future projects won't just be judged on the music alone. People will be analyzing Thug's tracks to find any shots at Gunna, while Gunna's fans gotta try to turn a blind side to street politics just to enjoy his catchy tunes. It's like their personal lives are overshadowing their artistry, even though they became famous because of their love for music. But let's make one thing clear, Gunna's Alfred plea can't be used against other YSL members facing charges, but he's been labeled a snitch by those who think he shouldn't have said anything that could implicate YSL as a gang. Dirk took a shot at him in a song snippet, and Freddie Gibbs sarcastically called him Push and Plea on Twitter. Lil Baby even rapped, "Niggas taking plea deals, I know Slime ain't happy," in a Lil Dan song snippet. Gunna is not as welcome in the rap world as he once used to be, but despite that, his album still received some positive feedback. Sure, there'll be clubgoers in Atlanta who stop dancing when his music comes on, but there will also be enough loyal fans to support him and help him navigate through all the drama and attention-grabbing headlines. But apart from the album dissection, there's been another little element that fuels the tension between Thugger and Gunna. Here's the deal. A few days ago, a little leak made its way into the internet. When Business is Business finally dropped, things got even more heated thanks to DJ Academics. The media personality leaked some audio where he claims Thug is telling Lil Durk about his plan to release a surprise album the same day that dropped. And get this, he asks Durk to give him any verse dissing that's undesirable.
"Hey Durk, I know I want you on. I'm dropping this surprise album on the same day Buddy dropped his album. That shit coming up soon. I need a verse from you. If you feel like replying, if you feel like you want to reply to what that nigga saying or something, man, don't do it. Let's drop it on my album. I'm dropping a surprise album on the same day that fuck nigga dropped."
Now, most folks are speculating that Thug is referring to none other than Gunna, whose album came out the Friday before. But here's the thing, we can't even be sure if that audio is real. Thug's sister Dolly White jumped into the discussion and commented on a post with the audio saying, "This is AI." And just like that, doubts started creeping up about its authenticity. AI has been making its way into our lives, into the rap world, and it's been getting pretty intense lately. People can now create fake songs using AI-generated vocals that sound convincing enough, so the idea of the fake phone call audio is not so far-fetched. It's possible that Thug's sister is just looking out for him because it's not in the best interest to be speaking negatively about his co-defendant in this case. Who knows though, maybe claims of being framed by AI will become the new "I was hacked" in the rap game. A lot of the comments came in as soon as the beans were spilled about Gunna and Thug not being on the same page no more. One person wrote, "Now we know for sure Thug ain't rocking with Gunna no more." And another one added, "Thug telling Dirk to diss Gunna is astonishing." Lastly, one guy summed up the entire situation we got going on with saying, "Imagine saying free my bro while you are basically helping keep him inside, and your bro is also calling you a fucking and telling another dude to diss you. LMAO. Crazy world we live in." As you can see, things are quite messy in the YSL squad, and it's safe to say the gang ain't what it used to be. The album drop from Thug is the first project that doesn't have a Gunna feature since 2017. But what y'all think is the future of their relationship? Is there a way to salvage their bond and perhaps move on to a new chapter? Or is it all but done for? Let us know what you think down in the comment section below. If you like this video, then be sure to like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe to our channel for more. And as always, before you leave, just make sure to keep it RIZZLE.